Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. Hope that you can hear me. Hope that you can see the slides. If you're in, if you could just let us know, would really really appreciate that. As always, welcome to Paul's Monday Market Update number 214 for Monday, the 9th of February 2026. Hope you're all well. Hope you've had a good weekend. I certainly have, which basically consisted of England winning the Six Nations, United winning and Liverpool losing. So it was pretty much a trifecta of great results for me there. Okay, so that sets us off for a good start to the week ahead. But wherever you are, hope you've had a good weekend. Hope you're ready for what is going to be an interesting week, another interesting week in the interesting year that we find ourselves here in 2026. If you are joining us for the first time, the Monday Market Update is just that. It is me flying through as much as I can possibly share with you over the next 25, 30 minutes, looking at strength and weakness within FX indices and commodities markets, having a look at some charts of interest, okay, that you might want to add to your watch list, and then also basically a look at the live markets. It is not a signal service. It's not trade recommendations. It is me sharing what I'm looking at, which you may wish to add to your watch list as well. As always, you are very welcome here, but just remember you're always responsible for your own trading decisions. And if you want a bit of help and support in your own trading journey, you can join the VTP Trader Accountability Group. Doesn't really matter what you trade or how you trade. It's all about building discipline, accountability, and consistency in your trading endeavors. You can either ping me if you've got questions, or you can use the bit.ly code or that QR code there. It'll take you towards where there's some more information. This is the chart of interest for Axon Enterprise. Okay, you score more points if you know who they are or what they do. But if you don't, that's why you're here, because Axon, this is a weekly chart. All right, Axon Enterprise is effectively what used to be Taser. Taser used to be, well, it still is. Taser is the kind of what do they call, like, kind of like a non-violent gun, the electronic gun that you see in sort of police videos, and they get shot and you get electrocuted and stuff by it. So I always take a bit of an interest in this. One of my good friends used to work for them. He used to be a sales guy for Taser, etc. So his as part of the company initiation, you have to get tasered yourself. It never brings me, it never ends bringing me a lot of fun, laugh, and enjoy seeing your own mate getting tasered. But more importantly, okay, we're interested in, right, how is this impacted in terms of the share price? And as you can see, this is a weekly chart, and from being down here, okay, sort of $80 a couple of years ago, we had been in a pretty excellent trend, hadn't we? And we'd gone from being here, kind of $80 to $800. I mean, that's quite some run, isn't it? I was a bit worried here at the double top with the key reversal there, but we pushed higher to 800, and then we put in this, what I could only say is kind of I wouldn't actually call that necessarily a double top because of the nature of it. If anything, probably more like a bit of a sort of head and shoulders pattern on the weekly chart. But you can see there, from being 880, all right, tickling the soft underbelly of $880 over the last few months, we've had a real kind of collapse in that price. And it's kind of, the way I would look at it is, we've gone from sort of almost like a mini head and shoulders to almost like a macro head and shoulders, if you can see that, okay? And certainly this year we've had a real collapse there, okay? So we've gone from 880 to basically $400, in the last 6 months. And it's kind of interesting because if anything, as well as the Taser, they do like body cams, etc. You would have thought that with everything that's going on in Minnesota and other parts of America and the world, that basically there would be a huge demand for Tasers and body cams, etc. And if there are, that is not being reflected in the share price, is it? That price is there and stuff. And so for me, they are, I'll be looking at them. I think they have, as I said, $400. I'll be looking to see, can it hold above $400, that big round number? Is that an area where it can bounce from? Okay, even if it's just a bit of a dead cat bounce, you'd be looking at it. But equally, If it breaks 400, well then I would be looking at this kind of block here. Excuse my drawing, but you get the gist. You're looking in towards that sort of $300 area, isn't it? That's quite some move. Okay, quite some move and stuff. So as I said, I'll be curious to see how that plays out around the $400 number.